Hey YouTube, it's Andrew back again with another video, and today we have another unboxing. In the studio, just arrived, is the Teclast Tbook 10. It's a 10.1-inch premium tablet from Teclast, all the way from China. Let's find out what you get inside the box. Got my knife. Let's find out what's inside this box. Now, as you know, I'm a big fan of some of these Chinese tablets, particularly the Chewy HI12 and the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2 that we really loved and have been really impressed with. Hopefully premium, high-end Teclast tablet. Now, this came from banggood.com. I will put the link below to where you can buy this. And this is not in the original box. Banggood chose to put it in a styrofoam packaging in order to save on the cost of shipping all the way from China, which is fine by me, although I think I would have preferred the box. But anyway, here it is. Let's see what you get in the box. Now, the tablet is right here, and I can tell you it feels good already in terms of weight. Let's put that to the side. Let's see what else you get. Let's see, what is this? Micro USB. So let's see how that will work. This is an OTG cable. And again, there's your connect to a full-size USB. And let's take a look at the Teclast charger here. It's got the flip-out US prongs. And this one has 9 volts, 2000 milliamps. So we'll see how fast this charges. And it uses the pin type connector. So we'll see how well this will charge in terms of speed and so forth. This is documentation. It's in both English and in Chinese. So it's good to see, at least to have it in English as well. And that's all you get in the box. Now, keep in mind, there is a keyboard dock that I did pre-order. It is on its way, hopefully soon. And when I do get it, I'm looking forward to it because this tablet will be even better, in my opinion, with that keyboard dock. And what's so special about that keyboard dock? Well, it has an additional battery in it that will give additional charge to the device. So in addition to the battery in this device, you get additional charge. So I'll put the link below to where you can pre-order that. Now, this has a Intel Cherry Trail X5 8300, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of eMMC. It's typical fare that we've been seeing out of the Chinese tablets. But I can tell you, bezels aren't too bad. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at some of the ports. You have one of your side-firing speakers right over there. You have, looks like your charging port over there. You have a mini HDMI, not micro HDMI, but mini HDMI. That's pretty good. And you get a micro USB over here. And then you have over there, micro SD card slot. And I believe it could take up to 128 gigabyte storage in those cards. Then you have your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the top of the device, you have your power button and your volume rocker up and down, both in black. And on the other side, you have your second side-firing speaker. And I can tell you right away, this is feeling pretty good. On the bottom of the device, this is where your keyboard dock is going to go. And notice how you have extra pogo pins in that section over there. That means this is going to have additional charge from the keyboard. Again, that is on its way. There is a pen. I also ordered the pen. That should be coming very soon as far as stylus support, and we'll see how well that will work. But right now, we have the tablet in-house, and I'm really, really liking this form factor so far. Well, I'll be right back with the charger to plug this in so we can see what the screen looks like. So I plugged it in. Let's see if it has any power. Now, I don't know if I didn't mention that this is a dual boot tablet. It runs Windows 10 and Android 5.1. There's a charging indicator light over there. So as it's booting up, for the first time, it did give me a choice between Android and Windows, and I'm not sure which one I just chose. So we'll see once fully booted up. So we'll be right back. So here it is, fully booted up, and it's looking pretty good. I can tell you the screen is not laminated, and there is a slight gap in between the glass and the panel. But that's the same thing we had with the Chewy HI12. So hopefully going forward, these Chinese manufacturers will start making OGS or one glass solutions. But this doesn't look bad. Actually, it looks pretty good. It's got a 1080p display. This is 1920 by 1200. It's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. And I can tell you right now, it gets pretty bright and it's looking pretty good. Now, let's take a look to see what kind of eMMC they're using. It's using a generic NC card, and those have been pretty good. So I'm expecting normal, decent performance that we've been seeing out of these type of generic NC cards from these Chinese tablets. Now let's take a look at the system specs. And as you can see here, it's running Windows 10 Home. It's got the 4 gigabytes of RAM, the Intel X5 Z8300 at 1.44 gigahertz, so we are pretty familiar with that so far. It's a 64-bit operating system. It does support touch, and the pen is an active stylus, but it's a little bit different than, say, the stylus on the Chewy HI12. We'll talk more about that when the stylus arrives. And let's see what else. So far, it looks like everything else is what we normally expect. So let's hit the Android button. It asks me, do you want to switch OS? And I'm going to say OK. So while that's going to switch over to Android, we'll be right back. So as you can see here, it is booted into Android 5.1. It's the typical Teclast skin that we've been seeing, the typical launcher. Let's see if they have the Google Play Store installed. And yes, there's the Google Play Store, so that's a good sign. Now, let's go to the settings and let's see which version of Android this is running. And let's see, about tablet. And it tells us that it is Android 5.1 as we were expecting. Okay, so I'm going to probably put my own skin on this, and we're going to remove some of these Chinese applications that we're not going to use, but not too much bloatware. I think they've scaled down a little bit their skin that they were normally using. Responsiveness is pretty good so far, so glad to see Google services have already been installed. So we're going to put this through its paces, both Windows 10 and Android. We will review both sides of the device. Let's see how much free space you get. Let's go to File Manager, and it tells me out of the 64 or 17.18 gigabytes, so it's a little bit more than 17, and 15.7 gigabytes are free. Actually, this is better than the Chewy HI12 Dual Boot, which only gave around 9 to the user. This gives about 15 gigabytes to the user, so pretty good. So I'm so far very impressed with this, and for $200 or so, this is a real bargain. Now, as far as the keyboard dock, I did order one, but I did get an alert while I was unboxing this that it is delayed, and it seems to be delayed by numerous retailers because of some kind of manufacturing problem. It could be because of that extra battery that it will have. So it is delayed a little bit. So we will wait for it. It is on order. I will not cancel that. I want to get that in-house so we can put it through its paces. I am very curious to see how that keyboard with the additional battery will work on this. So stay tuned for that. So stay tuned. We will have the full review of the Teclast Tbook 10 coming very soon, as we will put it through its paces and do the full testing as we normally do here at AMD Tech. We'll test the screen, we'll test the battery life, we'll test performance, and of course we'll test the sound and everything else that has to do with this device. So stay tuned for that full review coming very soon. We will also put it through its paces with the keyboard dock once that arrives in our studios, as it is still on pre-order and has not yet been shipped. But once it does, I will bring you a video of the Tbook 10 in action with the keyboard dock. So stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for our new Dell XPS 13 Skylake Edition 2016 version that we have been putting through its paces and have a special review coming very soon. So stay tuned for that as we look forward to presenting that to you. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Please share this video. And until next time, see ya.